up where I can film a video outside, but it's like crazy windy out here. So we're stuck inside talking about boring stuff. Sorry guys. When I came back inside, the wind actually yanked the screen door out of my hand and broke the little piston thing, so that's fun. Gotta go buy a new one of those now. Crazy freaking wind. How's it going, YouTube? You're watching Survival for the Poor. Today, can't really go outside and film anything. It's really windy out. So we're just gonna sit inside and film some stuff in here. So what I want to talk about today is tried and tested gear. Really cheap stuff that I've had for a really long time that just stands up to the test of time. And I just want to show it off, you know. Maybe you could look for some of these items and put them in your bag. You know, you don't have to have crazy expensive fancy stuff like you see in a lot of these preparedness videos, you know. Little cheap things will do better than most sometimes. I've tested a lot of stuff. Some expensive stuff is usually junkier than the cheap stuff. So main thing is, if you buy something new, test it out. You can't just throw it in your bug out bag or in your little bug out vehicle or whatever without testing it first. Always test your gear, make sure you like it, make sure it works good, make sure it's not a cheap piece of junk even though you paid 300 bucks for it. So let's begin. Enough chit chat. Exhibit A. Come on. Exhibit A. There you go. Winchester knife. Picked this up at Walmart a long time ago, 6 years ago, maybe 7 years. I had this knife forever. I use it all the time. Came with a really sturdy case right here. It's like some kind of vinyl material, but this knife is awesome. It's not that big of a knife, but a knife is a knife. It's still razor sharp, really sharp knife. I use it all the time for all kinds of stuff. And yeah, 10 bucks. And I've had this thing for like 7 years. So there's people out there that tell you need to buy this Bear's Grylls knife for $200 or any kind of crazy knife like that. And I mean, you don't need to go above and beyond. Just find yourself a decent knife. The main thing to look for is that it's full tang, which means that the blade goes all the way through the handle. I've had knives before where they're not full tang and it just it's all wobbly and it falls apart. So get yourself a solid full tang knife. Doesn't have to be a giant Rambo knife. You know, a knife is a knife. And when you pick up a knife, or maybe you already have knives, you want to get yourself one of these too. That's how I keep my knife super sharp. Just a little sharpening tool, you know. Everyone knows how to use this. Really easy to use. Keeps your knife like a razor blade. You could probably shave with this knife. It's so sharp. So yeah, 10 bucks. And I've had it forever. Use it all the time. Beat the crap out of it. Still a strong, sturdy knife. So that's Exhibit A. Exhibit B is my Nalgene water bottle. This stuff is built out of some crazy type of plastic that it's like pretty much indestructible. I've had this thing, I mean, even before I was prepping I had this. And I still have it, I still use it all the time. One thing about the plastic is you can't boil water in it. So at one point I did buy a metal water bottle, and it was just a piece of junk, you know. It dented all up, the paint came off of it, the top broke. There was like a carabiner thing on the top and that broke off, and it was just a piece of junk. So this thing is tried and tested. You can see it's all scuffed up. I use it all the time. Cool thing about this is it's got the measuring stuff on the back, so makes it easier to use those water purification tablets or whatever. Maybe you need to measure some water out to cook some of your meals or whatever. This thing's awesome. It's super durable. Had it forever. I haven't seen these smallmouth ones lately in the stores. I don't know what happened to them. Whenever you see them, they're the wide mouth ones. I like the smallmouth ones better. You can drink it on the go. You don't have to stop walking and take a drink out of it, or else it's going to spill all over your face because the freaking wide mouth thing is like that big. So if you're going to get one of these, stay away from the wide mouth from my experience and just get the smallmouth one. You can go on their website, nalgene.com, and they have them for $10.99, and this thing will last you forever. So that's my water bottle. My friend got me this for Christmas. It's like a little canteen thing. So I'm going to go ahead and test this out over the summer, see if I like it or not. I think it will hold a lot more water. It's got a little pocket right here for water tablets or whatever you want to put in there, and you can also attach it to your bag. The first thing I notice about it that I don't like is this strap is really small, so I'm gonna have to find a new strap for it, I think, because it really doesn't go over your shoulder or anything. This strap is like really small. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a try, see if I like this. So yeah, I mean, when you get something new, don't just instantly switch to that. Test it out first. Make sure you like it. The next thing on my list is my frying pan. I've had this thing forever. If you can't tell, it's pretty well used. It's just aluminum, I think. Not really sure what it's made out of, but it's really lightweight, and it's got the little hook thing right here, so you can hook it onto the side of your backpack. And yeah, I mean, it's the perfect size for canned foods, and it's just really durable. Had it forever. It's not pitted or anything. It's easy to clean. It's not really non-stick, so you got to be careful that you don't burn your food in it. But just throw it on top of the fire. Use something to take it off because the handle gets really hot. But I've had this forever, and I picked it up at the thrift store for like 99 cents probably. So when you're at the thrift store, just look for little pans like this. You know, you don't need to get any crazy jet boiler or anything like that. Just whatever, little frying pan, 99 cents, and I've had it forever. Super solid, super durable. Handle's not even loose or anything. They do have some of those, you know, the little camping coffee cups where they're the blue with the white speckle. I forgot what you call that. But they have some pans like that, but they don't have these rivets on it. They're just kind of like welded on or something, and those handles tend to break off right away. So look for something that's riveted on there, and or attached securely. Whatever you're looking for, make sure it's attached securely to the pan, because you don't want the handle to fall off. I have messed around with these things before. I know everybody's seen these. I'm not a big fan of them. They're pretty cheaply made. They tend to fall apart really quickly. I brought one on a camping trip. We were camping for 5 days. This thing didn't even make it through the 5 days. So if you have one of these in your bag and you've never tried it out, give it a test. Make sure you like it. I personally don't like these. It is nice how it comes with your whole mess kit all packed into one little convenient thing. And it doesn't rattle at all, so it's pretty quiet, but that's pretty much the only selling factor to this. These things are just cheaply made. They fall apart right away. This is durable, and it's lasted forever. Tried and tested, guys. Tried and tested. The last thing on my list is my boots. Now, these aren't anything fancy or crazy. You know, survival for the poor. I was just at Farm and Fleet today, and they had these same boots for 89 bucks. So there you go. I've had these boots for probably 10 years. The boots have long outlived the laces, so you're eventually going to need new laces for them. But the bottoms of them are still really solid. They're not all worn out. And yeah, these are just awesome boots. You know, you don't need to go out there and get $200 hiking boots. The name says it all. I mean, these are called walking machines. They're meant for people that are on their feet all day in really strenuous conditions, just beating the crap out of their boots. So if you need really good bug out boots, I suggest going with these. They're cheap, and they're rugged, super rugged. And whenever you're looking at boots, make sure that the boots have the stitching around the sole, because the glued ones tend to just fall right apart after a couple months. They got those $40 boots at Walmart. Don't buy those. I bought a pair of those for my old job, and they just completely fell apart after a couple months. These I've had forever. They're not steel toe. Stay away from steel toe when you're looking for bug out boots. Number one, the toe is really heavy, and you'll get a lot of fatigue from walking around in it all day. Anyone who's worked in a warehouse where you gotta wear steel toe boots, you know that. The second thing is the steel gets really cold in the winter, so it'll make your feet a lot colder. So just get the regular boots. And yeah, these last me forever. They're still going strong. I still wear them all the time. So yeah, cheap boots. You don't need to go crazy on your boots here. Don't skimp on them, but you don't gotta go over the top. So that's really all I want to talk about. You know, some stuff that I've had just for a really long time, tried and tested. So if you have anything in your bag that's tried and tested, maybe let me know about it. I like to see videos. I like all your guys' comments. I like reading your guys' comments. So just always make sure that you test your gear. That's the #1 point of this video. Don't put anything in your bug out bag or store anything without testing it first, because I have had a lot of different things that are just really junky. And that's, you learn your lesson, you know. But if something bad happened and you weren't testing your gear, then you're screwed when your stuff falls apart. And you're walking around barefoot, you can't make any food, your water thing broke, and your knife fell apart. So always test your stuff. You don't got to be over the top, because this is survival for the poor. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive, but it's got to be good, durable, tried and tested. All these 4 things are tried and tested. Thanks for watching. Like my videos and subscribe. Survival for the poor.